What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. And reserved for the best is super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at @6th_element_comic. We do. What's up, y'all? This is the Sixth Element of Hip Hop. I'm your host, Reno Noir, and this is my co-host, your co-host, Stu Dog, everybody's favorite co-host. What's up, Stu?
Peace. What's going on?
So, yeah, man, I'm just chilling. It's been crazy this last week, man. We lost two of the biggest gangsters, two of the biggest enforcers in the mafia.
Yeah,
Paulie, Walnut, and Sonny. Yeah, man, they both. Terrible things, man. We got I mean that's a lot in 1 week. Matter of fact, it was crazy. Black and Critical, what up? And some people may have noticed in the chat we got Reno's pops in the house. This is my pops right here. His name is not Jill though, that's his wife using her computer. But shout out to Pops in the building. What's good, Pops? Corey, salute.
Corey, I just salute, big homie.
What up? So yeah, man, it's crazy. James Cann, who played Sonny in The Godfather, passed away on Wednesday. And then 2 days later, Tony Sirico, who plays Paulie Gutierrez in The Sopranos, died on Friday. It's crazy. It's just been a lot of hip hop deaths, a lot of gangster deaths, a lot of celebrities, but I feel like this particular, these two guys really kind of fit into the hip hop, what do you call it? Sort of culture,
Right. No, I agree. They go hand in hand with hip hop, man. I mean,
right.
You can't you can't take nothing away from that, man. I was shocked. I mean, well, not really shocked, but I mean, it means one thing: we getting older and they getting older.
Yeah.
Time goes on. Time moves on.
Yeah.
They had a good run. I give them credit. They had a real good run.
They had good runs, and it's funny because, well, it's not funny, I guess, but they're both right around 80 years old. I mean, like you said, it's not like a big shocker. They weren't young kids or anything like that, but it's just they're two very well respected in both the gangster community and in the showbiz community, and of course the hip hop community. But yeah, I mean, Italians revere these characters, and James Cann is not even Italian, but he plays Sonny in the Godfather.
But I tell you what, he sure did play a good one. I can tell you that.
He played it so well that Italians don't care. They don't care. They don't see it as him not being he's honorary. He's an honorary Italian. But yeah, he's remembered by how
they opened the Italian floodgates and let him in. He got a free hat, t-shirt.
They opened the books, right? Yeah.
They opened the books, put him on the books,
right?
And he did all right. But he played. James Cann played in a lot. He played in a lot of movies, bro. Like he
did.
I mean, he was in Misery. I literally forgot he was in Misery. Like,
big one.
I totally 100% forgot about that. Like, and I was, how they show him on, they'll show, like, I saw a thing on TV where they were just, paying homage to some of the films that he did. When Misery came up, I was like, oh man, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was a big one. That was huge.
That was. Yeah, Misery was huge, man. And I literally forgot that he played
in. Yeah.
It was also on one of my favorite TV shows, Alienation.
Remember that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. That was like what, late 80s, early 90s? I remember something like Alienation was like 91, 90.
It was late.
89. Yeah.
I think
That
it
was a cool.
was
That was interesting.
88. It was probably like 88,
88,
89. You're right.
yeah,
About 88,
yeah.
89. I say 88, 80, yeah. I was still in like high school when it was out.
And I was still in elementary
Yeah,
or
you know.
just going into middle school at that time. It was 88, 89. I was in
Okay.
middle school. Yeah, I was in middle school in 90. Yeah, 90. I started 6th grade in 90. Yeah, 89
Man,
was 5th grade, 88 was 4th grade. Yeah. That's that I'm telling you, them little 7 years that is different back when we were kids. That was a huge
that's,
difference.
that's my
2
10th. That
different
was my
eras.
10th grade year. That was my
Yeah,
10th grade year, 1990. See, 10,
it's
1,
funny.
yeah, that was my 10th grade year.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I
So
was,
James Caan, yeah, he was 82. He's also was in Elf, was another
yeah, he
big
was an
movie.
elf. Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, it's who was this? So there's
he
some
was in
cool
Rollerball. He was also in Rollerball too.
was
Rollerball
he
was like
really?
one of those movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rollerball is one of those movies I slept on. Everybody used to talk about how good it was, and I never watched.
Yeah.
And then one night I watched. I stayed up late. It was on. I watched it on regular TV, and I was like, "Damn, this joint was it's all right." It's like it wasn't bad.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. He first found fame playing the Chicago Bears halfback Brian Piccolo in Brian's song. That's where I first saw him. I remember this in the early 80s. This came out in like 1971, a straight to TV movie. But for some reason, I remember it being a big deal like in the 80s. I remember as a little kid, it was like a real tearjerker film, the real life sort of chronicling of Brian Piccolo's battle with terminal cancer, and drew praise for its treatment of the interracial friendship between Piccolo and a black teammate, Gail Sayers. So, and we know Gail Sayers. But and then his next film, 1972, next year later, boom, The Godfather made Cann a star. James Caan
yes,
was a
it did.
household name after that, you know. And like I said, although he was not Italian, he was cast as the hot-headed Sonny Corleone, the oldest of the mobster Vito Corleone's 3 sons, who is memorably gunned down by rival gangsters in the ambush in the toll booth. Very epic scene. We've all definitely checked out. Billy D was in Brian Piccolo flicks. That's right. That's right. Yep. Billy D
Was
was
he?
in that. Yeah.
Get out.
Yep. I got a forgot too because I saw a picture of Billy D. Here it is right here. Check this out. Him and Billy D, man, just let me where is it? Boom, click, clack, send, upload, click again, open. It's a little few steps I gotta go through. There we go. Billy D. There we go.
Mm.
That's the Colt
Oh
45
no!
Lando, baby.
And
Mhm.
that's Lando and the Godfather. Mm.
Yeah, Lando and Sonny. Yeah. And yeah. But that was big. So Al Pacino said something of him. He said something, let me see. I got this quote from Al Pacino. He said something on Twitter recently. He said Jimmy was well, first, the family said it's with great sadness that we inform you of the passing of Jimmy on the evening of July 6th. The family appreciates the outpouring of love and heartfelt condolences and asks that you continue to respect their privacy during the difficult time. Al Pacino spoke out, or I don't know if he said it on Twitter or what, but he said, Jimmy was my fictional brother and my lifelong friend. It's hard to believe that he won't be in the world anymore because he was so alive and daring. A great actor and a brilliant director and my dear friend. I loved him, gonna miss him. And then Robert De Niro said, I'm very, very sad to hear about Jimmy's passing. And then and Francis yo, Francis Ford Coppola, who directed and pretty much wrote with Mario Puzo, but wrote the screenplay for The Godfather. He said Jimmy was someone who stretched through my life longer and closer than any motion picture I've ever known. from those earlier times working together on The Rain People and throughout all of the milestones of my life. His films and many great roles he played will never be forgotten. He will always be my old friend from Sunnyside, my collaborator, and one of the funniest people I've ever known. Big name. I mean, he was the biggest. I mean, he was the biggest star. Rob Reiner. Sorry to hear the news. I love working with him, and only Jew I knew who could calf rope with the best of them. Love to the family. I guess he wrangled some calves. Adam Sandler, James Caan, loved him very much. Always wanted to be like him. So happy I got to know him. Never ever stopped laughing when I was around this man. His movies were best of the best. We'll all miss him terribly. Thinking of his family and sending my love. It just goes on and on. Barbara Streisand, Kathy Bates. So Misery, that was some shit. I mean, Misery. Remember that shit, bro?
Oh, Misery was a good
Sledgehammered
movie,
his
man.
ankles.
Yeah, remember he got out the bed. She was like, "Oh, you turned my penguins always facing north. Why are we
Right.
facing the wrong way?" I was like, "What?"
Due north. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she caught that. Yeah, she just
And made him
think,
rewrite the book.
think.
Like kidnapped the man. I was like, "Dad, she a
Word.
true." Like made him. I said, "Man, this is crazy."
I can
Like,
see some Star Wars fans doing that to Kathleen Kennedy. Kidnap her and
can't
be like,
she,
rewrite,
bruh. She ain't gonna survive, bruh.
do
Rewrite
that shit,
Obi-Wan. She ain't gonna
do
survive,
that shit.
bruh. If they
Rewrite Obi-Wan.
listen,
Rewrite the sequel trilogy.
If George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, got death threats because he bought out the enhanced versions of Star Wars.
Right.
Imagine what they'd do to Kathleen Kennedy. She get disintegrated, bro. They will they never gonna let her. They never gonna bro, she wouldn't survive, man.
Yeah, no,
If
she
they
wouldn't make it. It's a lot of anger in there. uh Yeah, but so Kathy Bates said, I can't believe Jimmy's gone. Working with him on Misery was one of the most profound experiences of my career. I bet it was. When you watch his performance
it had
as
to be.
terror, I know. She said, when you watch his performance, his terror, it's as though he's watching a snake. Brilliant. So many memories flooding back today. Jimmy saying, let's get the most hyper guy in Hollywood and make him stay in bed for 15 weeks. We're so excited when we got to shoot the dining room. He was kind, hilarious. He would have something insightfully funny to say right now. I'm bereft. Sending all my love to the Cann family. Talia Shire, who was Connie Corleone, and obviously Adrian and Rocky. James Caan was a good man, kind man, family man, wildly gifted man whose great talent will be loved and remembered. Uh, my prayers are with his family. I mean, yeah, he's definitely he was a big
He's gonna be missed.
yeah, he's I mean he was huge. He was huge. He 72, he plays the Godfather. Um what did he said? He said it wasn't imitating Don Rickles. It was having that drive, that thing, I was just locked in, he said of his performance. The role earned him an Oscar nomination. Cann also appeared in Flashback in The Godfather Part 2, which in my opinion was the better film, which is rare. The sequel is never better than the original, almost never happens.
Not back
The
then,
Godfather,
yeah, especially back then.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, very rare. Even today, it's very rare for the sequel to be as good as the original. But
Yeah.
they do now try that. But Godfather 2, in my opinion, blows Godfather 1 away. I know 1 is the original and all of that, but 2, you get De Niro, you get to see the young Vito. It's just, even the stuff with Michael is better. You get to see where there's more action. I mean, all the stuff with the Meyer Lansky character, who they named Hyman Roth. I mean, come on. 2 is definitely the better movie. But we could debate that all year. But the curly-haired actor was known for playing the tough guy characters in such film as Thief and Rollerball, like you said. But he was a versatile actor who also excluded vulnerability in movies like Misery and he's probably best known to his younger audience for his role in 2003's Elf, a Christmas movie where he played Will Ferrell's,
Yeah,
professor
his
or
dad, his
Scrooge
father or
like
something.
father. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, his father. Yeah. And workaholic children's book publisher, unhappy to learn that he has abnormally cheerfully grown son who wears an elf costume and pours maple syrup on his spaghetti. It was not a cuddly role, but Cann playing the straight man to Farrell's exuberant man child brought a welcome dash of cynicism, and many tight-lipped looks of exasperation that tempered the movie's sweetness. Yeah. So he was born in 1940 in the Bronx, same place that hip hop was born. You see the parallels here. Yes, um, eh, Jewish immigrant parents. His father was a butcher. He played football at Michigan State. Later began studying his acting as a student at Hofstra University, where one of his classmates was Godfather director Francis Ford Coppola. And then, of course, after appearing in a few plays off Broadway, he moves to LA and scores the Rain People. Coppola gives him as a drifter in 1969. His other memorable movies included Howard Hawks' Western El Dorado, James Toback's The Gambler, A Bridge Too Far.
Undercover Grandpa. He was in that.
Yeah, and Las Vegas, I forgot too, was pretty funny.
You know what he was into? Way of the Gun. It was a decent movie. Way of the Gun was decent.
Oh yeah,
And he was in that. He was in that.
yep,
Way of the Gun was good.
yep,
This is very, very, very dramatic, but it was good. It
yeah.
was good.
And
That's
it's
one of
not
those joints you gotta sit down and watch.
yes, yeah, for real. It's a good and he plays that sort of gangster. Um, and it just reminded me Ray Liotta just died. So this is like
Yes,
the gangster, the death of the mafia here. I mean,
that's true, bro. It's like the,
and
the
then
the
we lose
Hollywood
Hendry.
mafia. It's like the
Yeah,
death of the
Holly,
Hollywood mafia. Yeah.
right. First we lose Hendry, and then we lose Sonny, and then we lose Paulie. Paulie Walnuts, Sopranos, uh, Tony Sirico died at 19. Sorry, he was 79. Uh, Appeared on all 6 seasons of The Sopranos alongside James Gandolfini. Died just Friday morning. His manager of 25 years, Bob McGowan, told the Hollywood Reporter that Sirico had died in an assisted living facility in Fort Lauderdale and had been living with dementia for the last couple of years. So that's sad.
Wow.
Yeah. Had no
That's
idea.
really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think there's a photo of him too. But yeah, that's I didn't never crossed my mind that he'd be in an old folks home.
Me
That's
either, bro. I thought he'd
crazy.
be like chilling on his estate or something. I mean, but then again, if he gets there, he could pay for it. So
Right.
can't say he was doing bad. Like, you know what I mean? He just needed to be. We don't know his family situation. Did he have any children or anything like that?
He had let me see. Because it makes you wonder, like, but to be fair, I mean, people in old folks' homes, they're not there because their family didn't exist or didn't care about them. A lot of people, you know, it's it's not really common for Italians to not have the grandparents in the home. Like, it's very Italian to have the parents, the kids, and the grandparents all live in the same house, you know? So for them to have a grandparent in a home, he must, who knows? Dementia is not an easy thing to deal with.
No,
So,
it
you
really
know,
ain't.
especially if they're violent or
Or
agitated or
they,
whatever,
or they like to wander. They might just
or they
leave.
or they hurt themselves, right? Walk out the house, it's a big pain in the ass. So yeah, so it's understandable needing help, to take care of someone in that situation. So
Yeah.
Makes sense. I don't know. Did we lose? I don't know. My pops said he lost the feed. It bumped him out or something, and I noticed that everybody else is gone too. I wonder if they got knocked out or some shit.
It could be.
Boob tube, boob tube messing up again, man. Seems to
Yeah,
be
maybe
working.
not.
But yeah, Pop said he got knocked out. He said the feed it closed the.
I'll just tell all you gotta do is just come back in. Should be
He's
okay.
trying to. He said he's trying to. What's happening when you try? Um. Yeah. So. But yeah. So he dies 79 Friday morning. Paulie Walnuts in The Sopranos. Paulie Gualtieri. Cause of death was not immediately available Friday night. But oh, so Michael Imperioli, who played Christopher in The Sopranos. If you did you say you didn't watch Sopranos yet?
Yeah, I watched Sopranos.
You watched Sopranos, okay.
Yeah, I watched all the
Somebody,
Sopranos.
yeah, somebody I was talking to said they hadn't watched it yet. But yeah, so Christopher, and Paulie were kind of close after Christopher got made because Paulie kind of took him under his wing and was sort of his like, sponsor, if you will. Um, And Michael Imperioli is a good actor too, and he's been in a lot of gangster movies. He was in Goodfellas. He played Spider, got his feet blown off, but got his foot shot. But Tony, he said Tony was like no one else. Not Tony Soprano. Talking about Tony Sirico. Cicero. Wait, I'm gonna say his name right. Tony Sirico. Yeah. So he said Tony was like no one else. He was tough. He said he was as tough, as loyal, and as big-hearted as anyone I've ever known. I was at his side through so much, through the good times and the bad, but mostly good. And we had a lot of laughs. We found a groove as Christopher and Paulie, and I'm proud to say I did a lot of my best and most fun work with my dear pal Tony. I will miss him forever. He is truly irreplaceable. Send love to his family, friends, and his many, many fans. He was beloved and will never be forgotten. Heartbroken today. Yeah, it's terrible. He was a Brooklyn native and began his acting career in the mid 70s, has portrayed gangsters in numerous roles over the years, including Goodfellas, Mob Queen, The Mighty Aphrodite. He originally auditioned for Sopranos for the role of Uncle Junior, which was ultimately given to Dominic Chianese. Junior was a older character, and I think Paulie was a better fit for Tony. I
Think
guess
so?
they Yeah, I can't see him as I don't know. He
Yeah,
doesn't
for
seem
the
like
Sopranos, how
old
many
grandfatherly type.
Sopranos are? Yeah, because two people Sopranos are already dead.
Well, Tony dies.
Tony.
Yeah,
Yeah,
James
Tony.
Gandolfini, he died.
Yeah, he died.
Um, I think he was the first one that died. And
Yeah.
then Paulie, I don't know who else. Who else died?
That's it for now that we have so far.
Yeah,
But let's
I
hope
think
it's not anybody else anytime soon.
yeah, right.
Because
Yeah,
you might have movies like that where they'll say they kind of like cursed or whatever, and like everybody that played in it passed away or had an
right,
unfortunate accident, things like that.
right. Yeah. Um, wow. I feel like uh what I say, he was born 1942, Brooklyn, New York, frequently played gangsters. Copland, he was also in Mickey Blue Eyes, Woody Allen films like Deconstructing Harry, Celebrity, Bullets Over Broadway. Um, he originally uh auditioned for Junior. David Chase instead offered him the role of Paulie, which he accepted with the condition that his character would not become a rat. That was his only sort of
Oh
condition.
wow,
Yeah.
that's wow, that's powerful.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, it's deep. That's deep. Um, But yeah, man, it's been a rough it's been a rough month for gangsters. Rough week. If you include the the Ray Liotta passing recently, it's been a really bad time for
For the
gangster act,
Hollywood Mafia, yeah.
for Hollywood
Yeah, for the
mafia.
Hollywood Mafia, yeah.
Yeah.
And it would have
Uh,
been, would have been dope if we could have got a movie with all of them in it. Like just something
mm,
original
yeah,
with all of them in it. Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe passing the torch on to a new family, a new Hollywood family. You know what I mean? A new Hollywood Mafia family, or
right.
just them just all being together in one movie. Period would have been phenomenally ultra.
Yeah, that would have been dope as fuck. Um,
Yeah.
yo,
You know,
oh, my pop said he said it's just the spinning circle when he tries to log back in. Wonder what he should
yeah.
do. He should like try to.
How many people we got in the chat?
I guess he already logged out and logged in. I think it's just me and you and two people. Oh,
Let's just keep going, baby.
yeah. See, Slade. Yeah, Slade said he got booted as well. What the fuck, dude?
But he said now he's back. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could try to log in. I'm trying to log onto the stream to see on my TV. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens. See what we got. It's network problem. YouTube. You never know. I got it on my TV, but it's running fine. I don't see anything wrong. Yeah, I'm watching it on TV now. I got nothing.
You you can watch it or you can't.
No, I can. I'm watching it now. I
Oh,
just, I
okay.
just turned the
Yeah.
TV on and I put the TV. It's running fine on mine.
Yeah, it's probably a Wi-Fi thing.
Could be. Or it could be getting botted. You never know.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah, one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see Thor: Love and Thunder?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No, not yet. I would
Yeah.
have normally, but it's just been too busy. But I'm gonna try to see it this weekend, maybe if not tomorrow. Yeah. Try to see it tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully, and we can talk about it Monday. I want to give I wouldn't want to talk about it yet anyway. Give
Right.
people at least the weekend to see it. Yeah.
Now, did you see the trailer for the Lord of the Rings Ring of Power trailer? Did you see that?
Is there a new one?
Uh, I never saw any trailers for it, but the one I saw
Okay.
was decent. It was pretty decent.
Let's check her out. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power teaser trailer 1 day ago. Teaser trailer 2. Yeah, there's 2. Okay. But I wonder how real these are. I know that this one that seems real.
He said it seems real.
Yeah, because you never know. I mean, it seems real as far as I don't recognize any of these scenes from other movies. Because sometimes you see these trailers and it's fan made stuff. Like
I
they just,
hate that, bro.
I
I really,
really
really do.
I hate it. Well,
Yeah.
I hate it when they don't say fan made in the description. That's
Right.
my thing. Make your fan made trailers. They're cool. People love them. You don't have to trick people. Like tricking people, that's turns people off. They don't like that shit. I know I don't. You know? So I say this to the other people who make these things. Make them. We love them. They're fun. But say it in the description. Let us know what we're getting into. because at some point we might not be looking for that at the moment, and then people aren't going to be happy about it. So people don't
That's
like that.
true.
I'm just letting you know. Yeah, people don't like that. But yeah, we definitely gonna check out this Lord of the Rings trailer, and I want to check out that's teaser 2, and that's also trailer 2. So where's teaser 1? Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, there was one like 4 months ago. I had forgotten. Will you show me? All right. Oh, good. All right. We are ready to go. All right. Check this out, Joe.
Let's let it rock.
Check this out. Actually, no. Let's watch one first. Let's watch the first trailer first. Don't you think?
Let's go. I never seen the first trailer, so yeah, I'm there. You go. I'm definitely down.
Yeah. This takes me just a second here. Get it swapped over to the. There we go. Click clank. All right. Yeah, it's not taking too long to download. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people were worried about these. You feel like they don't have to be worried about
For
the
what
show?
the
Yeah,
a
Lord
lot
of
of
the Rings.
people are worried about the show. I
They
am.
are.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
they're
a fan of Lord of the Rings. I don't want to be. I don't want to. I don't want a boring show that
yeah, right.
just dived into nothing. And, you're like, man, I could
Yeah,
have been doing something else, and then next thing you know, it's a flop. It gets one season, and
yeah.
it's done.
Well, here we go. Let's watch this. This is trailer 1. Here we go.
Haven't you ever wondered what else is out there? There's wonders in this world beyond our wandering. I can feel it.
Now that looks epic.
And that's September 2nd.
Yep.
Wow, that's soon,
Yep.
bro.
Yeah, bro.
That's not too
This.
far.
Oh yeah, no, this shit's about to drop. So guys, that was Lord of the Rings Ring of Power trailer teaser 1 that came out 4 months ago, and this one just came out today or last night. Here we go.
The skies are strange.
Yeah. Yep. That's gonna be dope. Yep, that's gonna be dope.
Giving us much, but
And
it
I get
looks production wise, it looks great.
production wise, it looks good. I can see the racists up in arms now. We're gonna see all the racists, all the typical backlash from all the white people that are just mad about the fact that this is not only starring white people, but Who gives a fuck what they think? And I think that's really who's mad. And I think that's who's really scared and worried and upset. I think it's the people that are worried about, and they've said so. They don't want this over diversified, over equalitized, overly, SJW'd version of their beloved thing. But if you just like back off for a minute, think about it for a minute, just relax, just watch it, man. Just let it be what it is. I promise, it'll be okay. It's not, I think it looks good. And I think that they know that they're spending billions. They said this is the most ambitious, most expensive show ever made. They're talking about billions they spent on this thing. So I don't think they're gonna, just make it some sort of, SJ Dub fest or statement. Like there's no room for statements when you're spending $1 billion. There's no room for, gambles and let's make our point. There's none of that. So you have to make a quality product. Now,
I wonder why Netflix is pushing so. I mean, not Netflix. Amazon is pushing so hard for this series, bro. Like, I wonder why.
Yeah, that's why. Because it's $1 billion they spent.
Wow, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, yeah, you might be right because they don't own any studios, so everything they had to outsource everything.
Yeah, I don't.
Amazon doesn't. They don't have their own studio or anything like that.
Don't Amazon Prime? They don't. I don't know because they have a lot of Prime originals. A lot of Amazon Prime originals. They
might. I don't know. They might got a studio they lease out, or I couldn't tell you how it works.
Yeah,
but to spend that much, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, could you just imagine if Star Wars got $1 billion budget?
I'm saying, like, God, why can't we get? But at least it's with at least it's with an IP that I do like. So it's not my favorite IP, but it's up there. I mean, it was at one point it was my favorite, but yeah, Star Wars, Marvel, any of these things to give us $1 billion show would be great, but I'd want to see them get a better hold on their writers before they did that. Like, I don't want the people that are running it now to get $1 billion to make something with. I don't. That doesn't seem enticing. But if they straighten it out and they get Dave Filoni and he gets certain people and Lucas is there and you bring the right people on board and figure out, okay, these are the people that write this stuff and this is the stuff that we like and blah 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 blah, and they get it all right, then yes, then that would be that would be a dream.
See, I would like to see that, man. That'd be dope.
Yeah,
I can't lie.
But yeah, okay. So right here it says the Rings of Power show budget will cost more than $1 billion. Lord of the Rings TV show cost Amazon over $1 billion, with the first season alone costing a staggering $462 million just for season 1. The total cost for the upcoming show is passing $1 billion. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, man. Though Peter Jackson proved that to be false with his Lord of the Rings trilogy. Proved that to be false. Tolkien remains one of the most beloved and influential fantasy novels of all time, a book it was believed was unfilmable. That's why they hadn't done it. They just didn't think it was possible to make that film or to make it into a film. And they were right. It wasn't possible to make into a film. It was possible to make into a trilogy of 4-hour films. But I think it works better as a show because a show gives us much more time. It doesn't have to be crammed into 2 or 3 or 4 hours. It can be spread over, 50 hours. You You get 5,
Right.
10 1-hour show, 5 10-hour episodes, and 5 seasons, 1-hour episodes, 10 per season. That's 50 episodes. That's 50 hours. That's 25 feature length movies.
It is.
And yeah, and I think that it would take that just to crack the Tolkien novels. Just to crack them. Even with this, you're only there this whole show is only based on, like, the appendices on the back of one of the books. That's how big, that's how epic and vast in scale these books are. Just the books, the all the books themselves, and the shit that goes on in the books and just how vast it is. Talk about world building. I mean, that's where the term fucking came from. Like, Tolkien is the originator of all this shit. All the fantasy stuff, everything. Dungeons and Dragons, all of that shit. Every bit of it comes from J.R.R. Tolkien. He started it all. He's the first one that ever took those, because before him it was just you heard about these things in, like German poetry or some shit.
Right.
Like these fantasy stories and George and the Dragon and these kind of things. But no one had ever sort of put it together in one big fiction story like that. And that's, everything was based on that. From the role-playing game party idea, where you have a group of warriors and one wizard and one fighter and one thief and one dwarf, right? One elf. That's how we think of, we sort of take that for granted. Like the role-playing game party, or not even just Dungeons and Dragons, video games, all of that.
Video games, yeah, all that.
Yeah.
Role-playing games.
Yeah, all that all comes from Tolkien, the Fellowship, right? Gandalf, you had Aragorn, you had Frodo or Bilbo, you had the dwarves. Like it's straight from Tolkien, all that shit. But yeah, putting that on screen, daunting as it may be, I think it would take $1 billion just to do what they're gonna do. So
I mean,
that
listen.
doesn't surprise me.
I mean, listen. I look for $1 billion. I mean, most movies, they want to recoup what they put out.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Jesus, that's my expectations, bro. Really high. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I heard they're casting. I heard they're casting Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn in Joker 2.
Yeah. Yep. And that's not all. Apparently, it's a fucking musical.
I keep hearing it. I thought when I first read the article, I was like, "Am I reading this right? Like, is this gonna be?" I was like, "Nah, it can't be." And then when I seen who they cast I said, "Well, maybe it is." That they cast Lady Gaga as Harley. But then they said that if there's another sequel, they'll probably have somebody else, play Harley, because they want different iterations, like in the multiverse, like in the DC multiverse.
Right.
So
Right.
we'll see, man. Because a lot of people kind of upset about
Like,
that,
what
man.
the fuck? A musical?
Yeah.
Who listens?
Yeah, okay.
Who likes music? I no, a lot of people do. They like them. They tell me. I always say this. I say I fucking hate musicals. Like, oh, I like musicals. Like, do you really? Like, it's really cool to you to just be watching somebody sitting there talking, they're doing their thing, and all of a sudden they just bust out into song, and the whole crowd, everyone's just doing synchronized dances, but they don't even know each other. They're strangers. It's weird. Like, how I don't get the entertainment value. I don't. But that's just me. I know I'm a weirdo. Musicals are popular. Everybody loves them. But Joker 1 wasn't a musical, right?
No.
There's no DC musicals. We don't need Batman, Joker, fucking musicals. It's just weird to me that they're doing a musical. I get it's Lady Gaga, but is it her movie? Like, If she wants to make a musical, go make a musical. But so Todd Phillips announced on social media that he was reuniting with Joaquin Phoenix to start work on Joker 2, but the sequel, the details on the sequel are definitely interesting. Yeah, uh, it's called Joker Folie à Deux. It's a French title. Will be a musical, and Lady Gaga is in early talks to star as Harley Quinn.
Who
According
greenlights this stuff, man? Like,
Well, that's what I don't understand. I mean, according to the story, Gaga would be set to play a very, like you said, a very different version of Harley from the current DC universe played by Margot Robbie. This would fit the general format of the original movie, which also cast Phoenix as Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, inside his own universe, separate from other DC movies. So neither Joaquin Phoenix nor Lady Gaga have closed deals to make the movie yet, but it would be, that universe. I just don't get making it a musical. If there's one musical number in the film because it's some fantasy or something in their mind because they're nuts or whatever, cool. That'd be cool. Fuck, I'm cool with that. But making the whole movie a musical just seems odd. I don't think it's going to be successful. I don't. I think it's going to bomb, and I think he's a
you
fool
know,
for doing it, Todd Phillips.
yeah, you know what I think? Because when they announced Joker, the movie just for Joker, I mean, nobody expected it to have a cult following like it did, but
Right,
it did. So I
right.
think maybe they're like, all right, we on a roll.
You're right.
Let's try something different like the first time and see what we can come up with.
You're right. That could be, and you're right. They would. That's because I think of other cult classics, cult movies like what do you call it? The Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is a cult following. Talking about a cult following. And these people dress up in the costumes every year. They go to the movie theaters or the whatever. They act it out live on the movie. Like they play the movie and then they act it out live. Like they go in, and it's a musical.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it's a musical. So you're right. I could definitely see that cult following jumping on Joker 2 as a musical. So it just sucks for me because I don't like musicals, and I liked Joker 1. I thought it was great. I would love to see a sequel to that movie, not as a musical though. But yeah, Todd Phillips and Gaga have worked together before. He was a producer on A Star Is Born in 2018, which starred Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, who in turn produced Joker. And with the move to make Joker 2 a musical, it seems fitting that Phillips would turn to a slightly eccentric star with more musical talent than just about anyone, to fill the role of Harley. She's very talented. Lady Gaga's a very talented artist, you know. I don't know what type of musician she is, if I would call her a musician. I don't know. But I just, as an artist, as a performer, she's, she's got skills. But on her side of things, would fit the trend of her previous movie selections perfectly. She's now starred in two prestigious dramas. Both won acclaim with no Oscars though. But meanwhile, the original Joker, received 11 nominations and 2 wins, including Best Actor in a leading role statue for Joaquin Phoenix. One question is though, is the new this new casting news possesses is what is the movie about? Where does Harley Quinn, fit in? How does she come in? You got early speculation suggesting the movie's working title, Joker Folie à Deux, could refer to Batman. It now seems more likely that it could refer to Joker's longtime partner in love and crime, Harley, instead. Either way, Joker 2's most likely stars, still not closing their deals yet, will likely have to wait a while for any sort of trailer or teaser for this one. But yeah, I couldn't be more confused and more curious at the same time.
I mean, we got Margot Robbie, and we're okay with that. She
We're
plays a good
happy.
Harley Quinn. We're very convinced that she is Harley Quinn.
Very much so. Yeah. When
Yeah,
I see
it is a good.
Harley Quinn, and I see her, that's Harley Quinn.
Yep.
Margot is Harley.
As far as Lady Gaga, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, look, when Michael Keaton, when it was cast to play Batman, I
Right.
mean, people was like, you had
People
people
thought
like,
it
no,
was
I
a
don't think
joke.
old, young, yeah, they were like, nah, I don't think that's a good
It's
idea.
ridiculous. Like the
Um,
comedic, the comedian dude. They
yeah.
were like, "What? The funny guy?" No.
And if it wasn't for Beetlejuice, we would have never gotten Batman or Michael Keaton as Batman because Tim Burton. Remember, Tim Burton had worked with him in Beetlejuice, and he thought that Michael Keaton would be a good Batman and a good civilian at the same time.
Yeah.
Like he could play both roles, because
Yeah.
that's a dual role. That's a dual role,
Yeah.
and that's why they chose Michael Keaton. And Beetlejuice actually was the reason why Batman '89 got made. Because when I read a excerpt the other day where they said that they actually scrapped the project
Of Beetlejuice?
and no Batman '89. They
Oh,
actually scrapped it because they said that I forget who bought the rights to it, and they took it to Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers is cool, but they kept trying to do like a '66 Batman type movie, and
yeah.
everybody else on board was like, "Nah, we need to do something more darker, more like the
Yeah.
comic, something more
Yeah.
violent."
Yeah.
And Beetle, when they got Tim Burton on board, they actually had it in production, and he had him rewrite a lot of the script for
Mm,
Batman.
right.
They scrapped the project because they didn't think it was going to do Hardy Boy salute. And they said that then he made Beetlejuice, and Beetlejuice was such a success that Warner Brothers was like, you know what, let him do it. Let's see what he got. Let's see what he can do with it. If he made
Right.
Beetlejuice and that was good, it was like, look, let's just see what he can do with Batman. And lo and behold, that's when we got Batman '89.
And it's weird because Beetlejuice would not make me think of Batman.
Yeah,
You know?
that's the only reason why if Beetlejuice had been a flop, we would have never got Batman '89.
So what's the deal with Beetlejuice 2?
People always wanted a part two for Beetlejuice. We never got it. And the
Well,
way
there's
part
supposed to
one
be one
ended,
this
you
year.
thought, yeah, when the way part one ended, you swore we were going to get a part two. You're like,
They
oh
well,
man,
no, they recently confirmed that there was gonna be a part 2 just in February. With
okay.
Brad Pitt's Plan B Entertainment producing alongside Warner Brothers, but I don't know anything else about it.
Not me. I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah. Let's see. Over 30 years. Over 30 years after Tim Burton's Beetlejuice came out, a sequel film has finally been confirmed. There's been talks of a second movie happening for the past 3 decades, so fans are overjoyed about the news. For those who haven't seen it, Beetlejuice follows a decade, blah, blah, blah. We've all seen it. They made contact, played by Michael Keaton, blah, blah, blah. Beetlejuice 2 was officially confirmed on February 2022, with Brad Pitt's Plan B Entertainment producing alongside Warner Brothers and at least 2 major stars returning from the release date to cast and crew. Hollywood Life has rounded up everything to know about the highly anticipated sequel. Blah 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 blah. Cast and crew: Catherine O'Hara, who played the mom, and Jeffrey Jones as Delia and Charles Dietz. Winona Ryder plays their teenage daughter. So far, Michael and Winona are the 2 cast members set to return. Frankly, if they're the only ones that return, it'll be fine. But I think it would be cool to see the whole cast come back. It just depends how
Oh,
held up.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to see how everyone held up because, like with Top Gun, remember Top Gun? They couldn't get Kelly McGillis to reprise her role. They would have, but she aged like a normal human being. She didn't age like a Hollywood star. For real.
No, she didn't.
She looks like her age, whatever 60-some-year-old that she is. I mean, she's gained weight, she's got older, her hair's gray. Like she didn't try to stay Hollywood, perfect. So they couldn't use her. And so they went with, the other woman who does stay no matter what. She stays bad. Oh, man, she's so fine. She stays bad. Jennifer Connelly. She stays bad. Top
Yeah,
Gun
'cause
was the
they,
bomb. Top Gun was great.
but they did kind of right the way they got Val Kilmer. He came
Yeah,
back. They got just about everybody back except for
that they could.
Goose's wife, and
Yeah,
that's really about it, man.
and Charlie. Yeah,
And Charlie, yeah, yeah, yeah. They didn't get Charlie, yeah,
that's what I mean.
yeah.
That's Kelly
So
McGillis. That's her. It was remember his love interest in Top Gun 1, the blonde chick. Remember he would
yeah,
ride a motorcycle over to her house and shit. Well, she like I said, she aged. She looks like an old woman. She doesn't look like a celebrity anymore. And she was like, I'm cool with that. They didn't contact me about being in the role because she said because I aged like a normal human being. I didn't, I'm not a, she
yeah.
said I
Because
look
at the
age
end of
appropriate.
right, because at the end of Top Gun, you would have thought that they got together. Like you would have thought
Yeah,
they, you know what I mean. But
yeah.
I guess some things happen, and
You never
he
know.
got
Yeah,
he fell
well,
in love. Right,
they played it off in the movie like nothing happened. I even think they
right.
let her live in the same house or something. But it was like, yeah, I think it was the same house that Charlie had. They acted like it didn't exist. They didn't like make an excuse or, oh, what happened with Charlie? Yeah, we broke up. Like how they did in Batman Returns, where he talked
Right.
about Kim Basinger and Michelle Pfeiffer and him were having a conversation. He talks about Kim Basinger, like, because what happened with her, with Vicky Vale? Why isn't she here? So, and they addressed it, but in Top Gun they don't address it. They just put Jennifer Connelly in her place and act like nothing happened. And Jennifer Connelly played a character that they only mentioned in Top Gun 1. They barely mentioned her by name, but they did at one point. But she was the admiral's daughter at one point because they were making a joke about
Oh yeah.
what Maverick did
Oh
with the
yeah.
admiral's daughter and
Admiral's
all
daughter.
that.
Right.
Yeah, and that's who she played. That's the admiral's daughter. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Why was it the bomb? Why was it the bomb? Yeah, right. Why was it the bomb?
What? Top Gun?
Yeah. Are you
The
saying
first
Hardy?
Top
But
Gun.
you saying it was not? It was not. Top Gun was bomb. Yeah, both of them. I thought both of them were good.
Yeah, both of them were good, bro.
Yeah. One obviously is the iconic, but two, there's a YouTube. He's not a YouTuber. He's a Navy SEAL named Jocko Willink. You probably seen his videos. Jocko Willink. What do you call it? Navy SEAL dude. Have you seen that, Stu? Jocko Navy SEAL videos.
Never seen.
Check him out. Check him out. He does some dope videos. But he interviewed a like a crack pilot, like ace pilot. Like he teaches Top Gun. He was Top Gun, like in real life Top Gun. He was an instructor at Top Gun in real life and all of that. And he interviewed him. And the guy, he's retired now. He was like a retired instructor. He's a master pilot of all the jets that America has. Like he's the man when it comes to flying shit. And he's a Navy Top Gun pilot. And that's how old that movie is. He was 14 or 15 when the movie came out, and he said he saw that movie at 14 or 15, and that's what he was going to do with his life. He was going to fly those ships or fly those planes off those aircraft carriers and land them on aircraft carriers. So he was only 14 at the time, and he stuck with it. And he ended up joining the Marines because he found out that he could be a Marine, which he really wanted to be, and he could fly jets with the Navy.
Yes.
And so he was like, okay, so I'm doing that. And I know you were a Marine too, Stu. So yeah, but I say that to say in the interview was about Top Gun Part 2. And so Jocko was asking him, how accurate is it? What, do you apparently he was like the shit that they have the planes doing and all that. He's like, we do that. Like that's shit we do in drills and shit, like the whole mission, like dipping down and going up over. He said they go over the hill like this, and when they get to the top, they invert the plane and go down like that. So it's like this.
Really?
They fly up to the top of a mountain or whatever, and then instead of just going up and down like that, they go like this. They go up, they invert, and they go down like that because of the
Yeah.
centrifugal force, the what do you call it? The gravity. So if they were just to go up and down, it would fuck their body up. Like they wouldn't be able to take it. They would go unconscious. So the only way to do it where their body doesn't get jerked by the gravity is they have to turn upside down. So they do that in the movie, and everybody thought it was ridiculous. And he's like, "Nope, we absolutely do that." He said that's part of our training. He's like, all that shit was real. He was like, basically, the he's like, of course, there's little things they do for Hollywood. He's like, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of Hollywood shit, for sure. He's like, but
We
as
need
far as
that.
yeah,
We need that.
and
We need
that's
some
what makes a
help.
movie. That's what makes a movie. But yeah, he's like, as far as that going up and inverting and all of that, he's like, yep, we absolutely do that. I got ADD and HD, so my attention span jumps around like the House of Pain. Jump, jump, jump around. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't even know about Beetlejuice 2 like that. So, Winona Ryder, Michael Keaton, they're back. The film wouldn't be possible without Beetlejuice himself. So thank God Michael Keaton is coming back. Winona, who currently stars in Netflix's Stranger Things, had previously expressed interest in starring in Beetlejuice sequel. I love Lydia Dietz so much. She was such a huge part of me, Winona told Daily Beast in 2013. I would really be interested in what she is doing 27 years later. The other cast members' returns have yet to be announced. Alex's return may be questionable due to the controversy from the Rust shooting incident. Because that's another thing. Remember, he shot that person.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Baldwin, what's his name? Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin, yeah.
Yeah. So he was the guy in Beetlejuice. He was the dad.
He was the dad, yeah.
Yeah. And he just shot that person on the Rust set. I don't know why. I don't know everything about that whole thing, but that shit wasn't his fault.
Nah, listen, me personally, I think it was an accident.
It's a movie set. There's not supposed to be
Right.
loaded guns. We
Right.
know we
But
have
then
guns.
again,
We're on a
right.
set. Like, come on. Why the fuck is there a real bullet in this gun? It's not on him to think that there was a real bullet in the gun.
Yeah, that's I mean, I don't know, man. Well, it happened with Brandon Lee. So
similar situation. Yeah, very similar.
yeah, so we know it can happen and it has happened. It's just like, but in today's day and time, you got to ask yourself, how is it even possible that something like that can happen?
Yeah, and Hardy Boy, he didn't. No one followed protocol. That's the problem. From the props person that's supposed to be taking care of the gun that was not supposed to have any loaded bullets or live ammunition on the set. There was not supposed to be live ammunition on the set that day. So that's off top. You fucked up bringing live ammunition on the set.
Right.
Secondly, she's the prop. The props, they're supposed to make sure what's in the gun before it goes out. Yeah. The Brandon Lee conspiracy, it's a conspiracy. Some people think that he was murdered. The Bruce Lee curse, and all of that, which Bruce Lee, it's been found out that he had drugs in his system, and he did take drugs, and it wasn't just, what do you call it? Bad reaction to aspirin, like they said. Yeah. But yeah, so Brandon Lee, what happens is there's in blanks, in guns, in that fire blanks, there's a paper wad that goes in the gun. And I believe I read the breakdown. There was a whole breakdown, but I think it wasn't a bullet that killed Brandon Lee. It was the paper wad in the blank gun. It's like a little wad, a little piece, that little thing that they put in the blanks. And I forget exactly why, but it wasn't an actual bullet that killed him. See if I can find that, because I was really blown away. I was like, whoa, that's interesting. Yeah, Brandon Lee was filming a scene for The Crow. Character shot, which is character shot, ladies, our apartment, blah, blah, blah. In the film shoot preceding the fatal scene, the gun that was used as a prop was loaded with improperly made dummy rounds. That's what I mean. So the dummy rounds, the little cartridges, improvised from live cartridges that had the powder charges removed by the special effects crew. So in close-ups, the revolver would show normal-looking ammunition. However, the crew neglected to remove the primers from the cartridges, and at some point before the fatal event, one of the rounds had been fired. Although there were no powder charges, energy from the ignited primer was enough to separate the bullet from the casing and push it part way into the gun barrel, where it got stuck. The condition is known as a squib load, which also known as a squib round pop and no kick, or just a squib, is a firearm malfunction in which a fired projectile does not have enough force behind it to exit the barrel and just becomes stuck, just sort of sits there in the barrel. And that happens. During the fatal scene, which called for the revolver to be fired at Lee from a distance of 3.6 to 4.5 meters, basically 12 to 15 feet, the dummy cartridges were replaced with blank rounds, which contained a powder charge and the primer, no solid bullet, allowing the gun to be fired with sound and flash effects without the risk of an actual projectile. However, the gun was not properly checked and cleared before the blank was fired, and so that dummy bullet that had previously been lodged in the barrel was then propelled out by the blank's propellant and shot out the muzzle with almost the same force as if it were a live round, and then, striking Lee in the abdomen. And then after Massey, the guy that pulled the trigger and shot Lee, Lee fell backwards instead of forwards as he was supposed to. When the director said cut, Lee did not stand up, and the crew thought he was either still acting or kidding around. Jeff Imada, who immediately checked Lee, noticed something wrong when he came close and noted Lee was unconscious and breathing heavily. Medic Clyde Baisley went over and shook Lee to see if he was dazed by hitting his head during the fall, but did not think Lee had been shot since there was no visible bleeding. Baisley took Lee's pulse, which was regular, but within 2 to 3 minutes, it slowed down dramatically and stopped on the scene. 28 years old. So yeah, I didn't know. But yeah, that was interesting to know the details of, because I had always heard it was something about some paper wad that goes in the blanks, but what they meant was a dummy round, where that little, that round basically gets lodged in the barrel. He said, an interview just prior to his death, Lee quoted a passage from Paul Bolt's book, The Sheltering Sky, which he had chosen for his wedding invitations and is now inscribed on his tombstone. It says, "Because we don't know when we will die, we need to think of life as an inexhaustible well, and yet everything happens only a certain number of times, and a very small number, really. How many more times will you remember a certain afternoon of your childhood, an afternoon that is so deeply part of your being that you can't even conceive your life without it? Perhaps 4 or 5 more times? Perhaps not even that. How many more times will you watch the full moon rise? Perhaps 20, and yet it all seems limitless." That's it.
Wow. That's powerful, man. Like,
It's deep.
it is deep. It is deep.
Yeah, Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was my idol growing up.
I think he was all idol. We
Probably.
all wanted to be. Yeah, I think we all wanted to be like Bruce Lee at one point.
Yeah. That's Bruce Lee's grave on the left and Brandon's on the right. I mean, talk about some dope ass gravestones though. They're shiny and like glossy, really cool sort of design. Yeah. Always thought they were dope looking. As dope as gravestones can look.
Yeah. I want mine to look like that.
Yeah.
With LED lights. I want LED lights on my joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want gotta have LED lights.
Years ago, an up-and-coming actor put a gun with blanks to his temple as a joke, and it killed him. That's what I thought happened to Bruce Lee, or Brandon Lee. Who was that guy? Yeah, who was that guy?
Yeah.
There was a guy because I remember it was something about. Yeah, yes, he was. What was his name? Yeah, because I don't know his name, but I remember that too. And yeah, I thought that had something to do with the blanks. That had something to do with the paper wad and the blanks or something like that, because that was a gun with blanks. He put it to his temple and he shot and it did kill him. I heard that. So I must have been mixing up them two stories. But yeah.
I mean, it's tragic, man. Like, you know.
Yeah, we be losing them left and right lately.
Yeah. There was another movie. I can't remember what it was after The Crow, where they were getting ready to do a big gun scene, and they checked. They did like a safety check, and all the weapons had live ammunition in them, and they were like, oh, whoa, and so they they averted a disaster on that one. Right. I forget what movie it was a big movie. I forget the name. I forget which one it was. But I remember not too long after The Crow, they said they were filming something and they found a bunch of guns that they were using. I don't understand how that could even happen, bro. Like,
yeah, that's just fucking neglect, man. It's just laziness. Like, how else can you justify that shit?
Can't in no way, form, or fashion.
Did I show you? Did I talk about the Here, let me share this with you guys real quick before we go, because we are about to go. Hey, Pops got to go. Pops got to go. Big Svengoolie fan. See, peace, Pops. Thank you for coming through.
Yeah, peace.
All right, so where is? There we go. Where'd it go? Shit. Huh. All right. Well, here's what I'll do. I'll just share the screen here real quick. And you guys can just see it. Boom. Click. Clack. Add to the thing. So I guess you can see it. The top rectangle, that top bar there is the classic X-Men #1 wraparound cover. It folds out to like four, like the cover opens and it connects, and then the cover folds out again. So it's like 4 pages of cover. And so that top one, and so the bottom one is the DC sort of homage to that cover. You see, so they have Magneto is replaced by Darkseid. Superman replaces Cyclops. Fuck. Yeah, Batman replaces Wolverine. And then you got Gambit and Psylocke, who are replaced by and who is this? Is that Kid Flash or Wally West? Who is that?
I can't
That's
see.
Kid Flash. Can't see.
You gotta have to scoot it up.
If there's any way I can. No, I don't think I can. Yeah. Because you're just looking at it through mine. But yeah. Oh well, you guys can check it out. It's it is the Deceased War of the Undead
Right,
God.
that's Kid Flash. That's Kid Flash right there.
Okay.
Next to Batman, right there behind Batman.
Yeah. Yeah. So Kid Flash is in there, and then you got Colossus and Rogue, and Lobo and Beast. So Lobo is Beast. That's pretty cool. Looks like Storm is, I don't know who that is, Batman Beyond the female or something. And
I'd
then
have to see.
Yeah,
There is a female Batman Beyond. Her name is
yes,
Kate something. I forget what her name is. She should have a. Because then you had Enrique. Enrique was Batman Beyond. There's some was blue.
She got like a lightning. Yeah, she has like a lightning bolt on her chest.
I had to see her.
Weird. Yeah, she has a lightning bolt on her chest and like electricity coming out of her hands, but she's got a Batman cowl and a bat wing looking bat wings, like she's flying. I can't imagine who this character is, but this is Deceased, a new variant cover for the upcoming Deceased DC Comics series Deceased War of the Undead Gods, revealed by series writer Tom Taylor and illustrated by Dan Mora, is a gorgeous homage to the famous 1991 wraparound cover of X-Men #1 by Jim Lee. X-Men #1, written by the iconic Chris Claremont and Jim Lee with art by Lee, is the best-selling comic book of all time and kickstarted the legendary controversial 90s run of the X-Men. Jim Lee's bold, colorful artistic style became a centerstone of 90s comics aesthetics and helped turn the X-Men into one of the most popular comics franchises of the decade. So it's no wonder that artist Dan Mora chose this iconic cover to pay tribute. Deceased War of the Gods, War of the Undead Gods, written by Tom Taylor, with art by Andy Linning and Trevor Hairstein, is the third and final series in the popular alternate universe line of Deceased comics. Deceased follows a world where Darkseid's anti-life equation is turned into a technological viral infection, quickly spreading across Earth and the entire universe, turning civilians, heroes, and villains into horrifying zombie-like monsters. Deceased War of the Undead Gods will include the series, which series creator Tom Taylor has said was always meant to be a trilogy. The second installment, Deceased Dead Planet, saw the second generation heroes like Damian Wayne, Cassie Sandmark, and Cassandra Cain return to Earth and cure the population of the virus with the help from Cyborg. However, this does not mean that the rest of the universe is cured. In Deceased War of the Undead Gods, zombie-like Darkseid has gathered a powerful undead army and to once and for all wipe out the living. Dan Mora's homage cover, shared on Twitter by Tom Taylor, features Big Barda, Mary Marvel, Cassie Sandsmark, and Wallace West facing off against some unknown terror, replacing the iconic X-Men team members of Colossus, Rogue, Gambit, Psylocke from the original X-Men 1 cover. So, yeah, you're looking at the Deceased homage to an X-Men cover. No. Yeah, but that's the X-Men 1, and that's the wraparound. It's honestly a pretty bold statement to create a variant cover that is an homage to the best-selling comic of all time. But with how popular Deceased has been since the first volume debuted in 2019, the tribute is not that shocking. I don't know. Deceased War of the Undead Gods is an exciting concluding chapter of the series because apparently the anti-life equation has reached the deepest depths of the DC universe's cosmos, meaning that iconic characters like Lobo, Sinestro, and Brainiac will be making appearances. Dan Mora has actually fully reproduced the classic X-Men #1 wraparound cover, whose comparison can be seen above, replacing Magneto with Darkseid, Storm with DC's new Shazam, Cassandra Cain. Okay, that's who it is. Storm is DC's Shazam, Cassandra Cain. That's who that Batwoman is. That's interesting. So she's got a Shazam lightning bolt on her chest, but a bat cowl and wings. Huh. I want to know more about this character. There she is. Cassandra Cain's Batgirl in her new mantle as the hero Shazam. Are you kidding? What do you think about that?
Yep. Hey, listen, DC is anybody can be Shazam.
That's true.
But my thing would be how long would it last? Because DC will do like a one shot in the comic, and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you know it's not gonna last forever. Yeah, well, guys, that is our show.
but she is
our hour.
The only thing I can tell you is she is. I mean, if you read Batgirls, that's where you'll find her. Right now she's in Batgirls, and Batgirls is pretty dope right now. So
shout out Lois Berry. What's good? What's good? Lois Berry. Yeah, we just talked. We just did the whole Tony and James tribute. Please go and watch the replay of this video if you guys, just came in or you didn't see the whole thing. And please leave a comment down below. Let us know what you guys think. And tonight, guys, catch me on Instagram because I'll be selling comics as I do. And you can catch me on there at 6th_element_comics. And I've got many comics for sale tonight, so don't miss it. Starts about 9 o'clock. Go to Instagram, look up this name, and hop in there and buy some comics, y'all. And we will see you guys Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Monday, every Saturday, and every Wednesday, we will be here at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. I don't want to ignore you. I've not seen The Good Life in 1997. Nope, but I will check it out. Thank you for the recommendation, sir. All right, Stu, you good?
yes, sir.
All right, then, y'all. We'll see you Monday. Peace.
Peace.